The thrill of Black Friday has just ended, your credit card is still recovering, and then JB Spielwarren drops the January 2025 LEGO reveals like an oncoming storm. Welcome to December, where your wallet doesn't get to rest. First off, something we've all been waiting for, the January Sonic sets. The first reveal is set 77117, Sonic Speedster Lightning, with 126 pieces retailing for $10. LEGO has been on a roll lately with these smaller $10 sets, and this one keeps that blue streak alive. It's compact, accessible, and surprisingly stylish. The Speedster Lightning itself looks sharp, it has clean curves, bright colours, sleek lines. The shaping catches your eye instantly. LEGO have nailed the design language here. It has just enough angular personality to make it feel like Sonic's ride, without overcomplicating things. The Sonic minifigure included in this set is sporting an expression that isn't new, but still fits the overall vibe. You also get 3 rings included to help boost your car's speed. Now, as much as I enjoy this one, the real spotlight belongs to the next set. 77118, Silver's car versus Knuckles' monster truck. At 378 pieces priced at $40, the price jumps dramatically from the $10 Speedster Lightning, and it immediately raises the question, is the value here strong enough to justify the leap? Well, that depends what you're looking for. Starting off with the minifigures because they're easily the highlight. If you haven't picked up Knuckles yet, then this set gives you another chance, but the real star is Silver, who looks fantastic. The headpiece is sculpted perfectly, the expression captures the character's energy, the printing is detailed, clean and layered. You've got arm printing, dual molded legs. Ironically, it feels like the type of minifigure that feels like a collector's piece right out of the box. Yes, I know some people might complain that Silver's quills aren't long enough, but honestly that doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Silver's car is also the standout build out of this set. The front end has a smooth aerodynamic silhouette, and Knuckles' monster truck on the other hand goes big with chunky tyres, flame stripes, and an aggressive aura. The set includes a few side builds, some lights, some scenery, a crate topped up with Chaos Emeralds. These help round out the play experience, though they're closer to decorative extras and filler than must-have elements. Still, the question lingers. Why is there such a steep price compared to the smaller sets? Are we paying for the characters, the larger pieces, the design complexity? Or is this simply LEGO reading the market differently? The absence of more Sonic builds creates a noticeable gap. Fans want more characters, more vehicles, more locations, more of everything. Sonic is a world packed with vibrant personalities, and yet in 2026, so far we've only got this pair of builds. As a long-time collector and Sonic fan, I can't help but feel a bit torn. I love what's here, the sets are fun, expressive and well crafted, but I wish there was more of them. More variety, more ambition, more chances to expand the character roster. Look, maybe it's intentional, maybe LEGO is preparing a summer surprise, or maybe Sonic is becoming a once-a-year micro-theme. Whatever the case, these sets start the year with a burst of speed, colour and nostalgia, and definitely worth keeping an eye on. Moving on to something more sporty, FIFA is apparently making its return to LEGO next year under the theme LEGO Editions, with set number 43020, which is going to be a brick-built World Cup trophy. This is going to be quite a large set with 2,842 pieces and it's going to retail for $180. And then Marvel's back with more Mechs, yes, more. First up is set 76337, a $15 Miles Morales set. This one tries to be a little bit different. We've got a slimmer mech build with new shoulder pads, a printed tile for detail, but no one is buying this for the mech. Let's be honest, the mech isn't the star. It's the new Spider-Man 2099 minifigure that steals the show. This version of the character swaps in a fresh torso and face print. Is it worth buying the whole mech when you only want one minifigure? That's the real question. Most collectors will say yes, then they'll complain about it later. Then we get another mech showdown, set 76338, Spider-Man vs Doc Ock. The mech seems to look MCU inspired, which is fine, but the Spider-Man minifigure is the same one that we've had for years, no Iron Spider upgrade, no special variant, just plain red and blue. However, Doc Ock seems to make up for that. New torso, new face, strong prints everywhere except the legs, which are blank for some reason. It's not groundbreaking, but it's clean, it's sharp, and it feels like LEGO is finally updating a character who deserves some love. Next up is set 76341. Remember the 2022 buildable group? Well, this is basically that again, but wearing his Guardians Volume 2 Ravager jumpsuit. Same proportions, same style, but with a new jumpsuit that adds a little bit of character. We've got a zipper tile, small popped in details, and the bomb prop are a charming touch. But it still feels like buying the same set twice, just with different clothes. And of course, Marvel wasn't the only theme dropping some fresh reveals. LEGO City, Disney, and Star Wars all came in hot with some brilliant ideas, some with questionable price tags, and one set that might be the best reveal of the entire batch. Starting off with set 60508, LEGO City, the police train heist at $200. This is a motorized police train with full track, remote control, a helicopter, explosion play feature, and one serious looking locomotive. Is this what happens when LEGO designers watch too many heist movies? The train itself looks fantastic. It's boxy and chunky in all the right ways. And take off the police stickers and you've got yourself a great passenger train. Then you see the price. $200 for 1,313 pieces. If you're paying for features, not the LEGO bricks. We have set 60493 F1 display truck and Audi race car for $45. And I'm going to be honest, this is probably the most forgettable set of the entire January wave. It fits in with last year's racing theme, which, look, it's fine. It doesn't do anything special. It's a car and a truck. Moving on. Speaking of moving on, to the Disney reveals, we have set 43290, Kevin and Doug from Up for $60. 628 pieces of pure Disney magic. Doug's fur uses pizza slices, which sounds weird, but looks perfect. And then we've got Kevin's shaping that nails the character. The eyes are a bit simple, but the silhouette works. The My Adventure book side build even introduces an updated Carl graphic, raising the question, will LEGO revisit the Up minifigures anytime soon? And if they did, what would a modern Carl figure look like? Then we have set 43288, which is Sally's flower pot, which gives us a beautiful display model, and I think the first ever Sally mini doll, which sits in a printed deadly nightshade flower pot that opens up to show a tiny interior. The details are great. We've got a darker orange jack-o'-lantern piece, printed cat tiles. It's a nice execution. It looks like a nice set. But for $50 for 346 pieces, feels wrong. Still, for collectors of Disney oddities, this might end up becoming one of those sets that ages and sells surprisingly well. Okay, Star Wars fans, you may need to brace yourselves for this because the Star Wars pricing gets worse. We have set 75452, a new BB-8 priced at $90. The new buildable BB-8 is $90 for just 569 pieces, compared to the older 2017 model, which was bigger, better, and only $100. Yes, the new one looks smoother, and yes, the prints are nice, but you're paying more for less, and that's something that's hard to ignore. Next up is set 75440, Hoff 8080 Miniscale. This one is much more reasonable, 525 pieces for $65 with some clean shaping, great proportions, and a tiny snowspeeder side build. It's one of those sets that you can almost imagine the designer is shrinking a UCS model down, like a photo in Photoshop. Could this have been $55? Probably, but compared to the BB-8, it feels like a bargain. Then we have set 75441, the Venator Class Attack Cruiser for $80. For me, this is a standout. Fans have been asking for a midi-scale Venator for ages. The UCS version is stunning, but absolutely enormous. And the 2000s player scale version is nostalgic but outdated. This hits that perfect middle ground, I think. It has clean lines, sharp detailing, and an elegant stand. Personally, I think this will look great in anybody's Starship collection. And Ninjago fans, don't worry, LEGO didn't hold back with this wave. We've got big Mechs, legacy remakes, and one absolutely bizarre minifigure that nobody saw coming. We have set 71860, Lloyd's Titan Mech, priced at $130. This is a full remake of the simply beautiful 70676 Lloyd's Titan Mech. It's big, it's sharp, and it's powerful. And as the added bonus, the mysterious silhouetted minifigure is the Ice Elemental Master, which is the 15th anniversary exclusive minifigure for this set, which is included alongside two more minifigures of Lloyd ZX and Grimfax, with a blue recolored frost helmet. The mech looks impressive, but when every wave has a Titan mech, nothing feels special anymore. And then we get the funniest twist, set 71853, Jay's Dragon Mech Fight, a 4+ set that contains one of the coolest Ninjago minifigures of the entire wave. Now I know this set might not appeal to everyone as a build, but the mutation monster figure inside it is absurdly good. We've got a big fig style head, strange proportions, translucent arm, an uncanny expression, and it looks like a creature that has crawled out of brick-built hell, and it's wonderful. Sometimes LEGO hides gems in the most unexpected places, and that's what makes collecting exciting. You never know which small, silly set ends up becoming the one that you remember. Of course, there have been several other leaked sets that I can't show because LEGO's ever watching Banhammer, and even through the blurry images, you can feel LEGO's confidence here. The builds are bold, the designs push some boundaries, and the minifigures look packed with new prints. It feels like the theme is stepping into a new chapter. With that said, moving on to the Friends theme, where we have one set revealed so far. Set 42687, Family House, with 946 pieces for $70, and honestly, it looks great. The Friends theme continues to blur the line between kid-focused sets and creator-style builds, and this one is no exception. Now to something a little bit more negative, and that's going to hurt everyone just a little bit. Starting from the 12th of December 2025, users in more than 40 countries can no longer place new orders on BrickLink. Now, out of all of the list of countries that are being kind of banned by BrickLink, for me, Greenland stands out. It's Danish territory, as far as my limited geography serves, and LEGO is a Danish company. It seems a bit odd. And what's even weirder, no one knows why this is happening. At least at the time of recording. Speculation points to payment gateway issues, high fraud ratios, shipping complications, local regulations, LEGO account integration problems. BrickLink and no one at LEGO has explained why. But for now, this is what users can still do. They can access and edit wanted lists, download their list, and access the store inventory. But the big cutoff remains, you can't place any new orders. For many fans, BrickLink was the lifeline for rare parts, replacement elements, or custom projects. It raises a question many are now asking: how long until more countries get added to that ban list? Now, not everything is doom and gloom. LEGO is dropping some holiday gifts and quietly hitting sustainability milestones. We have an adorable gingerbread train ornament set 40777 arriving on the 10th and 16th of December, which will be free with purchases of $75. It's 190 pieces of seasonal charm, small enough to hang and detailed enough to enjoy. Then we have the Barnes & Noble exclusive, Skaters in the Park. You can snag this gift with any $75 LEGO purchase at Barnes & Noble. Charming, seasonal, and unique. And possibly one of the quietest, yet most important updates, 56% of LEGO factory packing lines have switched from plastic bags to paper-based alternatives. Weirdly, apparently children notice the change more than adults, 81% care about the recycling, and 80% want less waste. Those numbers from LEGO surprised me. Not because I doubted the kids, but because I underestimated how many of them would actually notice the packaging. The global rollout will continue until 2027, but the shift is brilliant. We're watching the company evolve piece by piece. So what does this all mean for LEGO fans? With December rushing in, leaks everywhere, gift with purchases dropping weekly, and BrickLink tightening access across continents, the LEGO landscape feels like a mix between a build that's almost finished and one that could fall apart at any moment. But maybe that's the magic of this fandom. There's always movement, there's always news, and always another reveal just around the corner. Marvel returns to Mechs, City gets a blockbuster heist, Disney is experimenting, Star Wars is overpriced, and Ninjago, well, Ninjago just keeps being brilliant in its own strange way. Of course, BrickLink's restrictions might reshape how fans engage with parts, and LEGO's move towards sustainability packaging shows a long-term commitment that will eventually touch every single set on shelves. It's a wave of news that feels like controlled chaos. And for it all, the LEGO community remains that constant glue between these ever-shifting bricks. Unleash the Craggle. But what about you? What sets are you aiming to buy? And are you happy we have finally got images for those Sonic sets? As always, thank you very much for watching, and happy holidays. Bye.